Alright, it's time to head off to Scarlet Chorus Camp. So, welcome back everyone. I did a little bit of research, and I can now confirm that the math behind armor is exactly as easy as I suspected it might be, in that armor is literal, direct damage reduction. Armor 3, damage reduction of 3, exactly, period, boom. Nice and easy. And armor penetration is a very exact anti damage reduction. So if you do 7 damage and they have 3 armor, then you do 4 damage. But if you have 1 armor penetration, then you do 5 damage and stuff like that. Armor cannot reduce damage below 1. So it will be. So if somebody's hitting people for 1 damage, that's because the armor is equal to or greater. It's equal to 1 less than their current equipment level or close to that.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh. Read scroll for 32 lore. You got a new spell core, the Sigil of Illusion. You discovered a new sigil. Magic in the world of Tyranny comes from learning how to perfectly scribe sigils and empower them with energy. Open the spell interface by pressing P to create a new spell with the sigil you just learned. So that was the missing thing, isn't it? Oh no, I also had Vigor. So I could teach people Vigor. Isn't that what I have right here? Titan's Touch? Isn't that basically it? Oh yeah, you can even tell, because it's that shape plus an X equals that. Yeah. Sigil of Focused Intent would give you that. Let's see. Do I expend these at all, or do I just can I just use as many as I want? Spectral Blur is Sigil of Illusion plus Sigil of Focused Intent. This is an expression used to create spells that affect single targets near the caster. Sigil of Illusion. Those who master the Sigil of Illusion are skilled in the arts of deceit and trickery, using its powers to misdirect and confuse their targets in critical moments. Often derided by combat mages for its inability to kill outright, those who specialize in illusion know its powers can turn the tide of any battle. It merely requires someone smart enough to know how to use it. Oops, I just unclicked that somehow. So they have a 30% graze deflection and hit deflection for 45 seconds. Neat. Controls illusions, lore attack. So probably best for our spellcasters, of course. Masks the target and blurred illusion, making them hard to hit. Alright. So assign. Wait, accents? I have none of these yet. Assign. So let's give that to you. And can I give it to you too? Can. So I can just throw these things around as much as I want. I gotta go figure out how to get the restoring touch core element there. Let's see. So those are 2 different elements. There's an arrow. So the front sigil appears to be a clover-looking thing, and the expression appears to be like a like an arrow or something, as opposed to the. Oh no, never mind. The thin lines are the main spell, and the expression is the outside one. So the clover thing is probably the expression, and the core is probably the weird arrow shape, and that's behind it. It's hard to say for sure. Titan's Touch kind of has a consistent line thickness, so it might not be as cut and dry as that. So now Spectral Blur is something that 2 of my characters have. Should I even teach it to these characters? I'm not sure. I don't know if I want them trying to spend actions with their AI using buffs that they aren't particularly capable of using. That might be wasteful. I might give them a heal if I get the ability to learn the heals, because at least then it has a more direct purpose. But I feel like they're buff. I feel like if they try to use these spells, they might have crappy effects, which would possibly lead to. I mean, that's the only way to balance them. There's no mana in this game, so it has to be that, right? And then if it makes the spell itself crappy, then there's not much getting accomplished by spending all that time casting it. Let's see. We return to Death Knell. Oh, Death Knell. I was pressing Shift instead of Tab. Mixed them up a little bit. There you are. Fatebinder. Death Knell nods in your direction. Now what do you need? You've got some explaining to do, Fury. I don't appreciate being used. The Fury doesn't even try to hide her glee, openly cackling and clutching at her belly. You have my gratitude for rooting out the Oathbreakers. Oh, come now, don't take it personal, Binder. I knew a fighter like you could hold your own against grim odds. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you. I'm just gonna punch her. Yay! We got some wrath, but you know what? It was kind of deserved. Even if it's always really nice for people to say afterwards when you already won, I knew you could do it the whole time, so it wasn't really a risk, they say conveniently after you already lived, so that they can't be wrong. In one swift stride, you close the distance between the two of you and land a punch squarely in her stomach. The force of it knocks her back a pace, causing her to take a knee. She lets out a few coughs before regaining her composure and standing back up. You knowingly put a member of Tunan's court in danger. I assure you this is no laughing matter. Hey, got Cleansing Charm and Twisted Iron Sword. The Scarlet Fury nurses her stomach and replies with a strain in her voice. I'll make a note to watch my step around the Fatebinder of Tunan. Just before she walks away, she takes out one of her swords and and gives it a once-over before tossing it into your hands. Good punch. We got 2 new items. Ooh. Look at all those bonuses. Oh. Did somebody level up? No, that's just a bunch of stats happening, isn't it? What does cause people to get stats like that all of a sudden? Is that just random experience? Oh, maybe quest experience is distributed amongst all the individual skills, and then those individual skills level up, and then them leveling up causes your overall level to increase. Maybe. I think. Just trying to make sense of the fact that I finished quests and people are like, I got one-handed experience. I'm like, you didn't hit anything with your one-handed. That was a weird outcome. I think that's what's going on, though. So we got the Cleansing Charm. It's a purifying accessory. Right-clicking didn't work the first time. Immunity to Poisoned. Regents of Stalwart donned arcane amulets as a barrier against competitors who shared their feasting table. More often than not, poison-resistant charms were worn under the clothing as a matter of social tact. Only the very bold or very boorish wore them openly. Let's put that on my tank character. I figure if people are going to know that he's a high defense character, so they're going to try to target him in other ways. Seriously, he has 10 armor. That means that without armor penetration, people can seriously only hurt him if they do more than 10 damage per hit in the first place. Which is also a reason why hitting people with... I learned this from playing D&D, actually. Like, oftentimes, it's surprisingly beneficial to use big, heavy two-handed weapons instead of dual wielding and using rapid attacks against armored characters, because all those rapid attacks are they all count as individual hits, which means they all individually get damage reduction. That means that a two-handed attack fighting against an armor of 10 just has 10 reduced from it, but doing a flurry of blows as a monk that's punching people with their bare hands like 7 times in a row, suddenly that 7-hit combo is a minus 70 on damage, because 10 damage is reduced from every single hit, which in many cases, because they're monk strikes and low damage rapid hits, it means that they often don't have enough damage to beat the armor in the first place, so you then end up landing a whole bunch of hits and maybe even a crit or something, and none of it does damage. Twisted Iron Sword. Is this useful? It's one-handed. It's not better than the Bronze Hammer. Oh, but it does have armor penetration, which we've now have a better context for it of how effective that may be. So that's worth considering. So yeah, if it's 4 armor penetration, that might be more useful than fighting somebody that has... that might be more useful than the half of a DPS that you lose, technically. Yeah, that's worth considering. -2 accuracy is a little bit of a bummer, too. How about you, though? Does it compare to your weapons? You have minor parrying and minor accuracy, but you don't have any armor penetration, do you? That could be good for our other character, too. Let's see. This kind of is daggers, right? I don't think that the fact that daggers necessarily matters, that does it. It's just that he's dual wielding. So 4 parry, 4 accuracy. Not completely negligible, but I might want to throw one of these in there to help you out. Little armor penetration wouldn't hurt. I'll test run it. Maybe I'll change my mind later, but it seems like a good idea. So I'll throw one of those in there. And see if that helps out. Cool. I got that sword for punching somebody. We gained wrath, but people often kind of respond positively to that regardless. Don't mind me, I'm just going to steal from your box. Are we fighting now?
Curious.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
What was the pause for?
Yes.
Each party member gains stuff. Why did we pause? That was weird. Camping supplies and healing potions. There we go. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why the pause happened, but hey, experience, that's neat.
Sorry, I can't.
Now let's revisit what we have left. Go to Northern Crossing. Oh, I hide the complete ones. Oh, we're down to just 2 now. So we go to the Trip Nettle, Wilderness, and the Northern Crossing as our next 2 main objectives. Let's double check the store up here, because I got some money. And I think he had something good for me. Let's see here. Yeah, like the... What's this Ripper? Does it have armor penetration? Oh, this is the javelin I saw earlier. So, 1 more armor penetration. Wait, what does jagged mean? Jagged. On weapon crit, foe target versus parry, bleeding for 12.4 seconds. Gore-encrusted barbs line the head of the spear. Whoever shaped this javelin wanted to send a message to everyone on the battlefield who had no desire to find themselves impaled on its serious end. Oopsie. Go back to the normal comparison. It's really expensive, though. Wow. Probably worth it. So, 1 armor penetration, 2 accuracy, and more DPS. And that goes even more DPS for the ranged attack, so it is an upgrade. That armor penetration, it certainly seems worthy. But I'm going to have to make some more money, which I probably can. Let's take a look here. Hide. Oh. That's worth 6 right there. Maybe I could craft something out of it, but I don't know. I don't think I have the ability to right now, at least. It'd probably get more done for me right now in this context. Even the cheese and stuff is worth something. I'm not using up my accents. Ardent bronze sword, one-handed. No armor penetration. I don't think I have use for you. I don't, do I? The lack of armor penetration seems like a bummer. Who was using you before, though? Let's check real quick. I have a lot of items around here, huh? This is the 2-handed one. I could probably get rid of you. That'd make me some more money. The bronze war mace. It's the 2-handed equivalent. Put you away. Disfavored iron sword. That's a generic. It's funny how I can just sell off disfavored stuff and it's no big deal, but other people get into serious trouble for that stuff. I have an iron javelin and a bronze javelin. Were either of these upgrades? Why do I have both? No, I've already upgraded past both of these. I just have so many weapons stacked up. Okay, so it's not that expensive if I'm going to get 18 from this trade alone. Let's compare the throwing dagger. Bronze sword. Let's compare that against our tank here. So less DPS, more recovery. So it's not the biggest, it's not the toughest weapon ever. That's probably why I'm not using it right now. Bonus to accuracy is nice, but no armor penetration and so on. Let's put that away too. Free up some space. Now I can afford the Ripper, which looks terrifying. That's gotta be useful. That's gotta be worth it, right? Yeah. And I've still got 16 left over. Enjoy your new scary weapon. Now this thing's only disappointing and is best left behind. There we go. I can also go for dagger variations. Is that one an upgrade to you? Some more DPS. Whoa. Is that comparing it against the iron sword or what? Accuracy plus 15 is a pretty big bonus. I guess neither of those have that big of a bonus, do they? They have a plus 2 and not much else. Yeah, the minor accuracy has plus 6 overall, so it's probably... Yeah, this is better than her current one. Let's go for that then. Let's get the bronze dagger to replace Gut Seeker. Oops. That's not how that works. Where's Gut Seeker? There you are. Yeah, let's just commit to my decision. It's fine. What can go wrong, right? Sorry, I'm trading off all the weapons you came here with. I'm sure you won't be too concerned. Let's see. Do I have any reason to think that one's better for main handing or not? I assume left is main hand. Usually put the heavier weapon in the main hand, but I don't know if that applies at all here. Either way, we've traded up. You ready to be scary, lady? Because we gonna be scary. So I believe we've turned in everything there is to turn around here. My increased stats may allow me to open this. Nope, 45 subterfuge. That's not happening. And over here we have... Did I not loot you correctly or something? You're still showing up. I'm missing something, aren't I? Where is it? There seems to be another item around here.
Sorry, I can't.
Have I met Vittles yet? Pale and wide-eyed, the Scarlet Chorus conscript takes slow, deep breaths as he shuffles with nervous energy. As soon as your eyes meet his, he looks away in a panic, bowing his head and turning his body aside. Look alive, soldier. This place eats the weak. Huh? I didn't... He turns to face you, but refuses to meet your gaze. His body tenses, his chest puffing forward. Yes, Captain. You new to the chorus? Captain's a southern term. Kairos' armies have commanders, and I am neither. I shouldn't be here. His eyes widen as his voice rises to a near yell. The chorus? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not like these people. He looks out at the camp. I'm gonna die here, or at least, I hope I die here, and soon, and to think I... His voice fell silent, his body slumps. Let's see. And just why is this a mistake? Did someone take a vow for you? No, but I was forced to take the vow. He places his flattened hand to the neck of it in pantomime of a blade. They slew my paw right in front of me, then told me I was next if I didn't join the chorus. I've never served in the village watch. I didn't know it'd be like this. Never served in the watch. How old are you? How old? Look startled. A typo. A look startled look. A startled look crosses his face. I'll be... Pa said I was born in 418, so that makes me... He lifts up his fingers to count, though the gesture seems entirely an act, and he trails off, mumbling incoherently. So he doesn't even know how to... He doesn't know how to do math. Or doesn't necessarily know what year it is now, maybe? I'm feeling generous today, so I'll give you some pointers. But pointers, Captain? He scratches the back of his head, confused. Of what sort? I can strike him, playfully at first, saying to defend himself, tell him some advice. So I can playfully strike him, or I can tell him advice. Let's see. Let's try advice. Listen up. You need to act tough, yet keep a low profile. For starters, I never would have thought it. He straightens his back, his head cranes as he gives you his full, enraptured attention. You're awfully clever, Captain. He murmurs, deep in thought. Let's strike him now, playfully at first. Come on, raise your fist and defend yourself. I'll show you how to survive and maybe later how to kill. He takes the first hit but manages to avoid the next, surprisingly deft despite his gangliness and timidity. Best if I don't, Cap. Master Fatebinder. He ducks his head shyly. I don't think Two-Tooth would like it none if he saw me training, and I've taken enough licks from him to last me the rest of my lifetime. So he thinks that this is going to go badly somehow? I don't know, maybe... I think I need to push him, though. Don't let your guard down, strike back, and watch your legwork. With a scramble and a surprised yelp, he barely dodges a third of your blows, the first two knocking him backwards on his feet. Panting, he regains himself, avoiding your exaggerated and slow strikes until he swells enough confidence to punch back. It takes him a while, but eventually he lands a decently hard hit. Alright, that's good enough. Oh, I can keep pushing him? Oh. Actually, I probably should. Yeah, strike him harder still, again. We got Favor with Blade and Mark, and Wrath of the Scarlet Chorus. Who's Blade and Mark? He cringes, tensing reflexively from the force of the strike, but does better against the next one and the next, eventually avoiding most and managing to return a fist or a boot in the few times you allow for an opening. He throws all of himself into the training, courage improving until he's left panting and exhausted and newly bruised, his thin woolen shirt drenched to the back with sweat. Eventually he wipes the matted bangs with his eyes and from his eyes and offers you a grateful grin. I won't forget my training, Master Fatebinder. I'll keep fighting and struggling, and I'll get stronger, till there isn't nobody who can push me around. With a final nod, he totters stiffly away. Huh. And that led to Wrath. I mean, I was fighting him, so I get that, I guess. It's just, you have to figure out, I have to get used to the exact definitions of these words to some extent. Oh, I clicked on him, and now Two Tooth is talking to me. What's this, then? The hard-cut, wiry-muscled man glares keenly at the two of you. Why the frig are you pestering my choirman, Fatebinder? His tone is biting, impatient, and simultaneously dismissive. Don't know if you can see, but I've got a game to win, and the boy has boots to clean. Vittles shrinks in on himself, but there's nowhere for him to go. He looks to you pleadingly, but says nothing. How'd this conscript come into the possession of your gang? Kids from real good stock, tall, strong farmers, a family of traders. But far be it from me to execute one on the crimes of another. Vittles here would rather serve the chorus than be festering 2 feet down, slowly being eaten by worms. He cuffs the kid on the back of the head. Isn't that right, Vittles? The boy flinches, but rather than answering, shouts, They weren't traitors just because they refused to bend the knee. They never hurt anyone. Oh, you probably shouldn't make that. You probably shouldn't say that right now. Let's see. I can say that under Nurat's own law, the young are exempt from the battlefield. Is he of proper fighting age? Or your conscript could lose discipline. Use discipline. This boy, he from a proper fighting age? The gang boss grasps the lad's shoulder hard and pulls him closer, ignoring the boy's stifled cry. The boy is strong enough to swing a sword, so he's old enough to fight. You are aware that under Nurat's own law, honor and guard the young, this boy is exempt from the battlefield. I'm aware of the camp's rules, he sneers, but the age of majority's 15. Take a look at this brat and tell me he's not. Just because he's lily-levered doesn't make him a babe. Well, he was born in 418. What year is it? Normally the top of the screen is usually actually telling me that, but I've forgotten. Let's see. I can do athletics and lore. The lore path says Southern tradition requires all non-seafaring men to take arms for their village. Upon their 15th year of their name, this boy has not yet served the watch, which means he's not of age. Or, athletics, if I find out this boy is underage, I'll see you skewered alive, or maybe you'd like to free him now. So we can do the threatening approach. Yay! Will that work that well? Let's see. I could be convinced the brat's 15, but what's in it for me? Oh man, that's rough. Alright, yeah, how old is this kid? I don't know how old he is, but 418, but the fact that the dialogue's there even means that he's probably not old enough. If I find out this boy's underage, I'll see you skewered alive, or maybe you'd like to free him now. No, that's not evidence, though. I like to present evidence, so instead I'll do that. Southern tradition requires all non-seafaring men to take arms for their village watch upon 15th year of their name. This boy had not yet served his watch, which means he's not of age. Isn't it just my luck? He sneered at the kid as if the whole thing's his doing. Yet another winning streak gone cold. Well, go on then, get back to the slave quarters. No more fighting for victuals, is it? For now. I can press him even further. Oh, he'll be happy about this, won't he? Lore 23. Aren't you forgetting something? Children are a valued and protected commodity in the chorus. As he's a member of your gang, you'll need to properly serve and protect him until he comes of age. What's that? He sneers at Vittles, but rather than shirking, the kid glares back, emboldened by your support. I think what the captain's, what the Fatebinder's saying, is that you can't hit me no more. He smiles for you, eyes green, big and bright. Right? But I can hit you now, boss, and you can't hit me back. And I can make demands like everyone else, like I'm really hungry, and I want some boots that don't have holes in them. Oh, the course is not going to be happy with me today, are they? Let's see. Hit him all you want, kid, but be careful. In the chorus, the minute you murder someone, you come of age. He grits his jaw, ired enough that he looks as if he'll rattle Vittles by his scrawny neck, but he merely flicks 2 fingers along the underside of his stubbled, scratchy chin and darts a nervous glance towards his Archon's war tent. I get it. Children are sheltered by the voices. His throat constricts as he nervously swallows a mix of bile and vagrant's chaw. I'll look out for the kid, I swear. Won't any harm come to him. Or it'll be my prick that gets chopped. He offers you a final cold nod before shuffling back to his game of dice. Hey! Take care, Captain. Master Fatebinder. He's running off now. Where does he end up? Were they here last time? Did I miss them? I really do feel like I looked around last time and they just weren't here, probably. Oh, here's the follow-up of Salvaros and Bitterquip. We did their quest. Where are my manners? I forgot to cast my incantation of crying like a coddled North girl over a few dead soldiers. The blood chanter pounds his staff to the ground, his sunburnt face twisting into a harsh scowl. I will not be lectured for a failure to show Widow's weakness. Now, where is that? His vision snaps to you. Fatebinder. Lord Binder, the disfavored soldier waves you closer. We've been waiting for you. One of Nerat's dogs went wild. At least he has done the right thing to present himself here for a proper trial. I'd like to yank his teeth out, and I'd like it to be with your blessing, so I could sure use your judgment on this matter. Ah, we meet again, good Binder. The familiar blood chanter grins ear to ear. Perfect timing. I was just thinking about our teamwork at Echo Call Crossing. The disfavored have accused me of multiple murders. I am not guilty of these charges, and have nothing to hide. He grins from ear to ear. He does that, doesn't he? A lot? The truth can only exonerate me, so I will happily submit to your judgment. Who represents the aggrieved party? I do. The warrior steps forward, saluting with resounding clatter. Salvaros of the disfavored. I am claimant and witness on behalf of my fallen shield brethren, Devona and Sivius the Swift. Are you just mad that I sided with him and that you're going... Oh, no. The guy I sided against... I think Bitterquip's the same person I just did the mission with Echo Call Crossing. Yeah, that was confirmed. But that character was named Antio, was the disfavored here, so this is a different character. Murder? That's a serious charge. Tell me everything. 3 weeks ago, we were in the eastern end of the valley. We were on assignment to keep Vendrian guard runners from leaving and reinforcements from coming in. Bitterquip and some Scarlet Furies came with us for... His voice falls flat for an awkward pause. Support. Well, our trail puts us between 2 Vendrian guard patrols. Thinking they have us outnumbered, they draw bronze. We close ranks and fight together. It's a rather rousing melee, and the Oathbringers give us as good as they get, but among the dead, a dozen conscripts and 2 disfavored. You dance around the important details, Chanter. The soldier jabs a finger at Bitterquip. Right as the enemy spots us, you started working your mystic symbols. I saw panic in their eyes when we first stumbled into each other at the clearing, but once his magic started flying, the only thing in their eyes was bloodlust. So he thinks that Quip threw them into a crazy rage. So he thinks he probably did something that makes the Vengeance Guard more aggressive but stupider, hoping that it would make the turn the tide in their favor. But it probably made the disfavored put the disfavored in more danger, which may or may not have been his intention too. What sort of magic did you use? I don't talk the craft outside the guild, but I can't defend myself with silence. The Blood Chanter clears his throat, measuring his words carefully. I invoked a spell of frenzy and directed the chant at the enemy. They could move faster than our party, and letting them escape would undermine the mission, so I fueled them with rage to get them to stand and fight. There, he just came right out and admitted it. The Oathbreakers usually can't fight their way out of a burlap sack, but he grants them the gift of a stink badger's courage. The warrior rests his head in his hands. Madness pure and simple. The Furies were dumbfounded and folded, and that's when Devona and Severus the Swift dove into the fray. Devona caught a javelin in the eye, just stupidly bad luck. As for Severus, after the battle, he had been run through 19 times. Graven Ash couldn't save him. Wow. He gets stabbed through 19 times? Surprised anyone could even try to save him. I'm surprised he was conscious for long enough, or even alive long enough for anyone to think about saving him. Salvarus has his facts in order. I would concur with this assessment, except perhaps the part where you think that you're it's time for you to die. Blood Chanter, is that all you have to say in your defense? What more do I need to say, for I have done no wrong? Are you daft, or was your mother too busy mounting the tears to teach you right from wrong? You are not enlightened, so I can forgive your ignorance. If you were illuminated in the ways of the arcane, you'd know that Kairos' law does not hold the mage culpable for that which cannot be controlled. What sort of chorus delusion is this? Lore skill. Bitterquip is citing magician's folly. If in battle for Kairos' glory, a mage inadvertently harms someone protecting Kairos' peace, the mage is not legally at fault. The Fatebinder actually knows his law. As I said, I have no doubts that I'm in the right. You must understand. The chanter grins broadly. My heart is heavy with regard to this tragedy, but my conscience is clean. That's insane. This wasn't a gout of fire that went awry. He used his magic to enrage the enemy into feats of strength. How is that not a crime? Now it's an even higher level of lore in this case. 34. Spend a decade mastering the craft of a magic. That what? I'm seeing a lot of typos today, aren't I? So I think let's reinterpret this one. Spend a decade mastering the craft of a mage, and maybe you will understand why this law must exist. And why is that? So you illuminated folk can lord your knowledge over the rest of us, and excuse each other from reckless misuse. The warrior lets out a low grumble. You're old toying with things that only Kairos understands. Nothing good comes of mages. You gripe, but if this law didn't exist, I could argue that Graven Ash hasn't been protecting the Scarlet Chorus from harm the way he has the disfavored, and I could demand Tunon punish such misuse of magic. But the law does exist, so I do not. I am ready to pass judgment. The case is a simple one, is it not? So do you think he's guilty? Wrong question. It's not what the Fatebinder feels, it's what the law says. He clears his throat with a smug smile. So then, what does the law say? Let's see. So I can say that the law protects him and that it's tragic but not criminal. I can say it's obvious he did this on purpose, knowing the law would shield him. And so you're innocent of the murder, but guilty of giving succor to the enemy. Or I can say the law is meant to protect mages acting in good faith in battle. This is not such a case. Sentence is death. Let's see here. It does seem that he just intentionally did this, and that he's just generally being a problem, and using it to. He's learned how to manipulate the system in his favor. It is obvious you acted with malice, knowing the law would shield you. You are innocent of murdering the servants of Kairos, but guilty of giving succor to the enemy. Succor to the enemy. We got favor with the disfavored and wrath with the Scarlet Chorus. I still find it amusing that you can get favor with the disfavored. That sentence. Succor to the enemy. By Tunon's limp gavel, there's no such thing. Kairos be praised. The warrior salutes you with ardor. Permission, good binder, to carry out your execution. Utter crap. The law's on my side. His right hand darts into action, his index finger tracing midair the lines and curves of a spell. Huh. My options are to watch the fight without interfering, or to say permission granted. Neither of them specifically say help the fight or anything. Well, now he's in response to the words of the Fatebinder, he's now actively casting offensive spells. So, permission granted. Allow me to show you warrior's gratitude, Binder. Salvaros unsheaths his sword with a single swift jerk of his arm and steps forward between you, a ready shield. The Blood Chanter first attempts to frenzy you into battle, fighting at his side. See, now he's casting spells on the Fatebinder. But when you resist the pathetic pull of his magic, he, in a panic, turns it mingled in a burst of fire on the disfavored soldier. The soldier utters a guttural cry that could rival a beast man's, and cleaves the chanter cleanly in two with but one heft of his sword. You watch the halves that were Bitterquip topple to the ground and give the soldier a cautioning nod of approval. Huh. So that was probably not the best call. He cast Enrage on his attacker and got cleaved in two. Is he going to attack me? We're good? We're good. Well then, Bitterquip. Congratulations, I sided with you in Echo Call Crossing. How'd that work out for you? Ooh. +2 armor for 300 seconds. That's neat. Just gonna stash that over there. We'll see if we get around to that at some point. So there are new encounters. I need to keep a careful eye out on whenever I come back to town to see if surprises have showed up. How's this person doing? They're the one that joined the chorus about a day ago now? The stink of this place, astonishing. So no, just not much going on there, just dialogue. Just vague flavor text. Reg and Boz. Oh, those are the people that are supposed to guard my tent. Sirin? That's new, right? I think that's new. A young woman stands flanked by a pair of soldiers. The ornate headdress cresting her brow lends her otherwise small figure an intimidating aspect. From gear to gown, everything about her starkly contrasts the wretched state of the camp. She looks both at ease and uncomfortable, composed in her element, and completely unsure. She turns to you.
Oh, look. Father has returned. Have I gotten out of line? Have you come to punish me? Am I a bad girl? Or do you just want to use my power?
Whoa. Who are you talking to, me? Also, are you a party member? You're visually distinct and you have a voice actor. And you do not have your own reputation yet. Her face takes on a mock-serious demeanor as she speaks with her words. You hear the sound of a breeze rustling through the forest. It's at the same time calming and distressing. The girl smiles.
Have you already forgotten me, Fatebinder? Do you remember? You let the disfavored kill my followers. The flock of Sirin, the Archon of Song.
Oh. She's the singer. She's the Siren character that was trying to recruit people during the prologue. She's not happy with me. Yep. Conquest decision. When Sirin, the Archon of Song, used her power to enthrall people in the Scarlet Chorus, her abilities worked too well. As after a disfavored soldier attempted to enlist, conflict broke out between the armies. You had the enthralled recruits violently suppressed and forced out of the army. Her voice drips with an acid you feel at the back of your mind. Her eyes harden. She moves forward, and the soldiers to her side move in, barring passage with their weapons. She looks at them, and then pushes the swords apart with a finger. When she does, the burning pain in your head ceases.
If I wanted him dead, do you think your swords could stop me?
She looks at you again, a mixture of frustration and boredom fighting in her features.
I guess they don't want a repeat of Lethian's crossing because they're not protecting me. They're protecting.
She trails off, making a dismissive gesture towards the rest of the camp.
If some people started worshipping me, is that really such a bad thing? Is Kairos really so insecure to worry about a little competition? Look at me! Do you think I seem dangerous? What harm can a 15-year-old girl cause? I'm only a child.
The smile falters. She looks down, her hand moving to the headdress, her thumb tracing the edge of it along her jawline. She looks back up, the hard look back in her eyes. She regards you for a moment before continuing. She's only 15 now. That means she was like, what, 13 or 14 back when that scene happened? Like, even younger, I think? Damn. So by the chorus standards, she wasn't even of an age to be fighting, and she was recruiting soldiers. Also, I apologize if you can hear planes in the background. Apparently, there's planes today. Yay. Loud noises.
So, Tunon's Fatebinder in the middle of a battlefield. Kairos must be desperate. You were sent to shame Ash and Narat into action, weren't you?
Ash certainly needs someone to dig a heel into his back, if only to distract him from his problem. She purses her lips in thought.
But Narat, he's just a cat playing with a realm-sized mouse, isn't he?
I wonder if there was branching in the dialogue there somewhere, considering that suddenly it wasn't voiced out of nowhere. What are you suggesting about Narat? What? Oh, never mind. There isn't anything interesting happening in camp, and the solitude is making me paranoid. Narat is the Archon of Secrets. I'm sure he has one or two he isn't sharing with everyone.
I can't be expected to keep track of all his comings and goings, his plans and secret meetings, his betrayals.
She trails off and stands in thought for a few moments.
Anyway, we have a more important matter to deal with. There is something you can do to assist me.
From the corner of your eye, you see Verse cup her hands to her ears, turning her head away from Sirin. Siren's mouth opens in a perfect O shape, and that sound that pours out is captivating, entrancing. It dampens the ambient bustle of the camp until it seems that nothing exists but her voice.
Remove my helmet.
The ruby headpiece on her brow flashes as if in warning. So if I had a lore of 40, maybe I could resist this or something? But right now, I do not. I think I'm close, though, like mid-30s. All I can do is say which nice thing to do. I can just say 3 affirmative things. At your surface, Archon Sirin, you discover that Siren's helmet is locked behind her head with a complicated mechanism. You want nothing more than to bash the lock apart and free the Archon, satisfying her command. Before you can make the attempt, one of Siren's guards places her hands on yours and shakes her head. She points to a wad of cotton sticking in her ear. The distraction shakes you from your stupor. You feel dizzy and stiff back. What? Oh, sniff, sorry. You feel dizzy and sniff back a trickle of blood from your nose. What was that?
Really? That's it? How disappointing. It was worth a try, I suppose, though it appears to have been a colossal waste of effort.
She sighs and gives you a sheepish smile.
I hoped you would assist me in a delicate matter, but it appears you're more nuisance than help. I have no further use for you. Perhaps later. You're dismissed, Fatebinder.
She brushes you away with a wave. So she's dismissive because I'm not as easily... I don't fully succumb to her abilities to be a perfect slave, so she doesn't really have use for me. Not as powerful as you imagine yourself to be, are you?
I said dismissed until I have further need of you. Your presence displeases me.
This time her voice takes a different quality. It screeches like a piece of flint stuck in a grinding wheel. You can feel it down to your toes, and you want nothing more than to make a hasty exit before the Archon inflicts more of her terrifying song.
For the love of Kairos! That was the Archon of Song in the flesh!
Darting his head for a furtive look back at Sirin, Lantry sighs in awe. Oh, her, we go way back.
You know the Archon? I dare say, traveling with you will prove most illuminating.
I don't think I can talk to her more. I think she's gonna keep screeching at me until I go away from here on out. Wow. I thought I was just gonna make a tiny trip and turn in a quest and grab a new throwing weapon for my main character, but this has turned out to be eventful. People are busy around here. These towns are happening. Oh, Matani Sibil's here. The Vendrian Guard fights for what's rightfully theirs. What do you fight for? Yeah, there's no follow-up there. She's just mad. But yeah, I like the continuity there. You go do a mission and with people you meet out in the field, and then all those people warp back to town and are in fitting conditions based on whether or not they were alive at the time. So apparently she did survive the trip. Take another step, I'll pin your foot in the dirt. Is there dialogue happening here? It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap, like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. Let's see. He's right, the edict, will kill us all if Ascension Hall is not taken soon. Well, until Fifth Eye starts the mustering chant, we ain't got nowhere to be. She gestures to the gang across from her. So now's our chance to have it out before things get serious. What's the problem here? No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain Fuckwit here seems he's about to balk at this challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. He spits on the ground. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out, because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own use. Well, that's nasty. Let's see, I can say, this is foolish, stop it, or I'll let you fight it out, or can we wager on this fight? I could use a few rings. Or allow me to join you, I enjoy a good bloodbath. Just randomly join a fight for no reason. That seems pointless. Yeah. Care to wager on this fight? I could use a few rings. Why not? Might as well win a string as I gut her and take her gang. He spits a wad of blackish vagrant's chod towards Quiet Shiv's feet. A sharp, vicious grin cuts across her face. You're welcome to try. I can bet 5 bronze on either Quiet Shiv or Shivershank. That's fun. Who do I bet on here? Oh. I was about to say that Quiet Shiv has an extra soldier, but I think that's just Vex standing over there. That's not her name, is it? Verse. Vex is from something else. They're probably equivalent sides. Interesting. Let's bet on Quiet Shiv. Arbitrarily. We have no information to go on. The soldiers offer a quick, solemn nod. Come, who of you will be the first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses her knife from one hand to the next. Fight, 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 fight. Get out of there. Oh, well, that didn't work at all. Wait, who's left? You'll look the same. Is that Fuckwit?
Let's be off.
I think that's Fuckwit. Is that Verse that's dead on the ground? Hey, there's Horde boots. Those might be good for you, right? Yeah, they are. Rusted iron sword, get rid of that. They have garbage equipment. Horde bracers. Probably also good. Alright, who is the survivor here? They're just called Horde, which isn't very helpful. I think Fuckwit won, I would guess. Did I actually lose money on that? I actually don't know if I actually legitimately lost money or if that was just dialogue that doesn't do anything. Oh, Quiet Shiv killed Shivershank. Horde annihilated Quiet Shiv. Neither of them won. Both of the leaders are dead. Quiet Shiv and Shivershank are both dead. That's why I can't tell who's who. Well. That's weird, actually. That's weird how they, when one of the leaders died, they kept fighting and didn't just... You think they'd be scripted to stop when one of the leaders died, because otherwise, who's gonna lead? Huh. Oh, Scarlet Chorus, never change. Or change, I don't know. Do whichever you want. I'm gonna go away now. I was obviously mostly interested in not getting engaged in that. But it was amusing. Let's put those other boots away. These bracers are upgrades. Alright. See, that was worth doing just because I got 2 equipment upgrades. Nailed it.